What's dirty guys, my name is Arnimane and welcome to another episode of Would You Rather. If you missed any of the previous episodes, feel free to click on the link in the description below and it'll take you to the entire playlist. And if you have any Would You Rather questions that you would like me to answer in future episodes of Would You Rather, feel free to leave them down in the comments section below. Now, without further ado, let's get right into your questions. Starting off this week, we have Michelle G asking, would you rather be a cow or be a horse? Probably a horse. I'm gonna say horse because, see, a cow, like we eat cows and we sit there and we milk them for milk. It just seems like, they're just kind of, I guess, lower on the food chain and they seem very disrespected. And I imagine there are places where they're poorly treated, more so than horses. But with horses, we don't, with the exception of some countries, we don't generally eat horses. We always treat them very well. We ride them, feed them, take care of them, while with with no, I guess, kind of gain to it other than, I guess, leisure or fun, stuff like that. But when it comes to a cow, like I said, we kill them to eat them. We sit there and we milk them to get milk and all that stuff. It just seems, to me, it just seems like horses are put up more on I guess more of a pedestal. I don't know, but like I said, I just see horses on a higher standard than I do cows, so I think I would much rather be a horse. Not to mention, I get a nice awesome mane and I get to run freely in the wild. With a cow you have to be kind of big and bulky and you can't really do that kind of stuff. But there you go. So I would much rather be a horse. Thank you for your question, Michelle G. Let's move on to our next one. Quino asks, would you rather be a powerhouse in the WWE or be a high flyer in the WWE? Probably, okay, as cool as being a high flyer is, I don't think I could really do that, and I think you're taking a lot of risks doing that, and I feel like I would probably, because I'm kind of clumsy sometimes, so I think I would be at more risk than other people, and I probably end up hurting myself more often than not. But like I love the style. I love watching people like Evan Bourne and Rey Mysterio doing those high flying, high risk, high reward maneuvers. But I think for me, I much rather take the more safer route, and I think the more cooler route is the powerhouse, coming in there with the big muscles, big strong guy, and just dominating other people. And it's not often that you see high flyers get, I guess, the big, becoming the big top star guys of the business. You don't, the only time I ever can recall seeing that is like Rey Mysterio when he won the World Heavyweight title. But more often than not, you see the big guys, John Cena, Undertaker, Triple H. They become the face of the company. They're the ones who wins the belt and all that stuff. So I think I would much rather be the powerhouse in the WWE. But I do have a question for you guys. If you guys were a WWE superstar, what would your in-ring name be? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm actually kind of interested in hearing that. But anyway, thanks for your question, Quino. Let's move on to your next one. Quino has another question for us. He asks, would you rather be Jackie Chan or Jet Li? Probably, say, I did enjoy Jet Li, but not as much as I did Jackie Chan. I didn't see very many movies and stuff that Jet Li has done. Other than the more recent stuff, he was in, I think, the Expendables 2. I can't. Maybe he was in both. But I never really, I guess, had some kind of connection with him. I never really got pulled in by him or anything like that. But with Jackie Chan, I loved how he was funny, he's charismatic, he had a lot of cool stunts, one of my favorite movies that I loved watching over and over and over again was Rush Hour, and even Rush Hour 2, even though it didn't get as good of ratings, I still enjoyed it, and, I think there was a Rush Hour 3, if there was, I've seen it, and I'm always hoping that, one day they'll keep going on with the Rush Hour, because I love them, and I love them, and I love them. But I think when it comes down to it, if I was to, I guess, inhabit the bodies of Jackie Chan or Jet Li, I would go with Jackie Chan, because I just think, in my eyes, I just I see Jackie Chan more often than I do Jet Li, and I think, I guess he's the more popular one, in my opinion. I know there's gonna be a lot of people who disagree with that, but I think he's a much cooler guy than Jet Li. I'm sure Jet Li, you know, when it comes to his martial arts or whatever it is he does, he could probably kick the shit out of Jackie Chan. But I think I would much rather just be Jackie Chan, just because I feel like he's an all-around good guy rather than Jet Li, who I barely even know. Like I said, I've seen a couple movies he's in. But anyways, thanks for your question, Quino. Let's move on to our next one. Lazy Panda has a question for us. Would you rather drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Well, see, the thing is, I'm diabetic, so I can't really drink, soda, soft drinks, like straight like that. Like I have to have the sugar-free counterpart to it. But let's just say I wasn't. I had to pick between Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I would definitely go Coca-Cola. I feel like Pepsi just tastes real funny to me. I know there's a lot of people who can't really tell the difference in taste, but trust me, I can. You can give me a blindfold Coca-Cola versus Pepsi taste test, and I'll pick out Coke every single time, and then finish the Coke. But when it comes down to, like, if I was to, like I would normally do, choose Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, I'd have to give the one up to Pepsi, because their Diet Pepsi I feel like is far superior than Coca-Cola's Diet Coke. It just, and like, don't get me wrong, it's not as good as the originals, but being diabetic, you kind of have to drop the sugars and all that stuff. I just feel like the Diet Pepsi just, I don't know, tastes better than the Coke. I feel like the Coke has, like, I guess, I don't want to say like an irony taste, like, but it just tastes, I guess, more bitter than Diet Pepsi. But to answer your question, I'll go Coke 110% of the time. I was growing up, I was a huge Coke fanboy. Like I have Coca-Cola boxers, Coca-Cola pajama bottoms, Coca-Cola t-shirts, everything. I loved it. But when you get that diabetic news hits you kind of have to take some sacrifices and explore other choices, such as Diet Pepsi. But my main drink of choice really is Fresca, and a lot of people hate me for that. they tell me that grapefruit juice or soda is just crap, but I disagree. I think it's fantastic, man, fucking tastic. But anyways, let's move on to our last question. I Am Paradise asks, would you rather be a survivor in Godzilla, the 2014 movie, or be a survivor in 2012, the whole End of the World movie, and have one hell of a story to tell afterwards? So does that mean the story only applies to the 2012, or does the story apply to both scenarios? I'm gonna assume it only applies to 2012. Well, I guess either way you would have a one hell of a story anyways, right? Because you're a survivor in both. So do I want to survive Godzilla attacking or survive the end of the world? Probably Godzilla attacking, just because Godzilla attacking, it's a concentrated thing. It's in one town. Maybe he'll branch out to other towns a little bit around there, but it's not like a worldwide thing. The worldwide thing, there's gonna be a lot of deaths, and there's gonna be a very little amount of people that would actually want to hear that would actually hear the story, because they just, number one, everyone's gonna be, well, for the most part, mostly everyone's gonna be dead. And they wouldn't want to hear my story because they just went through the same thing. So it's like, what is the point? But when it comes to, like, being a survivor in Godzilla, that's simple. Like, like I said, it's in a concentrated area, Japan or New York or whatever. And people from California or Toronto or Washington would want to hear my story about how I came out of the convenience store one day and there was a big, huge, giant lizard attacking the town, and how I survived, and how I got all my friends and family out, and how I'm the super duper hero badass who took the rocket launcher and killed it. I don't even know how you would kill something like that. I know for damn sure a rocket launcher won't work, and I don't even know where I would get a rocket launcher from. But anyways, so yeah, I think I would much rather be a survivor in Godzilla, just because there would actually be a lot of people interested in hearing the story. There's gonna be book deals and so on and so forth, movie deals, blah blah blah. But with be a survivor in 2012, a lot of people are gonna be dead. There's not gonna be a lot of people to hear this story. It's a worldwide thing. Everyone's gonna get affected by it. So I think, like I said, Godzilla all the way. Thank you so much for your question, I Am Paradise, and thank you to everyone who's been submitting your questions. And you know, answering questions down in the comment section below, and of course liking the video. Always appreciate your guys' support. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave your would you rather question down in the comment section below, and don't forget to click that subscribe button. And as always, stay dirty.